Nothing can be worse than being an Uber driver and having to clean up after passengers who either throw up in your car, defecate in your car, drop some other bodily fluids in your car, or die in your car. Well, that's what I thought until. Welcome back to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional during our 31 days of Halloween. And this is Dave from nERD, and I'm accompanied by my wife, Jenn, also from nERD. And on this episode, we are talking about Driven, not the Stallone movie, the Glenn Payne film. So fire up that Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
Emerson is just getting by in life as a driver for Ferry. Presumably it's like a Lyft or Uber. Swapping her personal problems for the fun little annoyances that come with the job. One night, however, she picks up a hooded passenger who is prepared to pay her for the rest of the night as long as she drives him between different locations. Sounds good. After witnessing him attack a person at one of the stops, she learns that the passenger, Roger, is hunting demons, for lack of a better word, and has to get it done before the end of the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this movie, to say the least, is a joyride.
Yeah.
You're taking the movie Collateral with Tom Cruise or One Night in Bangkok with the guy from John Wick Chapter 3, and you're throwing it into a horror movie, which is perfect. I don't know if it's ever been done before, and if it has, I don't know why anybody ever figured that out before. And you have Richard Speight that's playing Roger, and he is the demon hunter for this movie.
Yeah. And then Casey Dillard, who was also a writer for the movie, plays the ferry driver, Uber driver. She's also a hopeful stand-up comedian, but she chickens out.
We end up learning that the ferry driver job is almost like an escape for her, kind of to put some of the problems that she has going on around her aside so that she has time to think in her own little space.
Yeah.
And then walks in Roger.
Yeah.
Great intro for him coming in with the hood and throwing the stuff in the back seat.
Yeah.
And they're just like Collateral. All right, I need to go here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I need to go there. And then we find out why.
Mm-hmm.
And it's battling demons, for a lack of a better word.
Which is what they say in the movie over and over and over again.
I liked it. One of the things I love about this film here is the use of sage.
Yeah. We're big sage users in this house, so.
But it's ground up sage, right?
Yeah.
So every time Roger is in a bind, he takes the sage out and just throws it in somebody's face because it burns their eyes.
Yeah.
And another thing I appreciate about this film here is this is the second time I'm watching it, and it seemed to get better the second time around.
I found it a lot funnier the second time around. I don't know why. I just did. There is a lot of humor in the movie. Casey Dillard comes off to me a lot like Chelsea Peretti, who they kind of look similar, and they have like the same comedy style, the way that they deliver. So she comes off to me like a Chelsea Peretti, and I actually really appreciate Chelsea Peretti. A lot of people think she's annoying, but I think that she's annoyingly funny. So
yeah, the dialogue was very sharp in this movie. All the jokes that were put in there hit every single time, which was great. You have those underlying stories about, what's going on in Emerson's life and what's going on in Roger's life.
Yeah.
Those play out nicely in the film, so there's nothing missed there. You have Glenn Payne, who even makes an appearance as one of the possessed demons in there, so take a look out for him and see if you can pick him out in the film.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to film style, and I didn't notice it the first time I watched this, but I picked up on it on their follow-up film for this, which is Killer Concept. And their editing style for this movie is very, very unique. And the coloring, the way they use that in the film, is amazing in Killer Concept. And now coming back to watch this a second time after that, I saw the same use of color in it. And it
Yeah.
almost reminds me of those retro T-shirts that you see out there for the '80s, where it has all the vibrant colors and the
Mhm.
logos and stuff like that. It's sharp.
Yeah. So they picked really good clothing colors for them to
Hmm.
wear. So Emerson wears a yellow jacket and Roger has a brown jacket, but he has a red hoodie underneath.
Hmm.
And the colors really stood out against any backdrop that they were in,
Hmm.
which was really cool, I thought. And they made the night sky backdrop like I don't know what they did, like, messing with colors and stuff after,
Yeah,
with the filming, but it looked really good.
yeah. There's pops of purple in there.
Yeah.
There's pops
Hmm.
of red in there,
Yep.
and it's just like really enjoyable to see that.
Hmm.
It's kind of funky when you're
Yeah.
watching it.
Yeah.
But you'll notice that. So you watch this movie here, and then take a look at the editing style on it. It's really, really well.
Hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. So it's a fun movie. Dialogue is sharp between the two characters in it. There are some side characters here and there that pop up, and I think maybe the slowest point is when we get towards the end, and she has somebody in her car with her that she's having a conversation with, and that's where everything kind of clicks in Emerson's head
Hmm.
because here she is, she's drug into having to drive somebody around that's killing demons, and at
Hmm.
first it's like this guy's fucking crazy. And
Hmm.
then she kind of gets bought in when she sees one, and then there's still a little bit of that conflict between the two characters. And like you would see in any film, they part and then they come back together and
Hmm.
then they finish up.
Yeah.
So, and there's good resolution for Emerson with that one part that I was just mentioning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything that you would compare this to?
I don't have one off the top of my head.
All right, yeah, yeah. This one's unique in the horror comedy space, right? Because when I think of horror comedy, I think of Shaun of the Dead, I think of Evil Dead 2, Bubba Hotep. Then there's Final Girls, which we'll get into in the next several days. This one is a unique one. It kind of stands out from all those other horror comedies that are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have the gore thrown in your face. So this is actually really good for the entire family to watch. But I think it may be over some younger kids' heads a little bit with some of the dialogue.
Yeah, I think some of the dialogue would probably go over some of the younger kids' heads. Maybe getting into like middle school, you're good because I mean, my girls, they've heard it all. They're in the same school as the seniors.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, so for me, if I was going to recommend this film, I would have to base it on like, all right, one, do you like Supernatural?
mhm.
Because you got Richard Speight in there. So if you like Richard Speight's character in it, you're gonna like this movie. And then I would go to, hey, did you like Collateral? Did you like One Night in Bangkok?
Mhm.
Because while yes, those are serious movies, but the style is the same. It's just a different story.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's pulled off really
This
well.
one was just a little more fun. That's all.
Yeah, I actually, if I look at those three movies, this is my number two of that list.
Mm.
Collateral, surprisingly, is number three, even though I had Tom Cruise and the other guy in it, Jamie Foxx.
The other guy.
Yeah, so definitely go and check this out. It's on Amazon. It's been on Amazon since it came out.
Hmm.
It kind of got lost in the pandemic stuff when it came out, so definitely go and check this one out. And then also watch the follow up film to it, which is not tied to this, but it's equally as good.
One of the weird things, though, even with it being on Amazon Prime, is that there are ads.
Yeah, this time around there was.
They're very short. I mean, it's typically like one ad, like every time they do it. So it's very short, but I just thought that was really odd because normally with Amazon Prime, you don't get that.
Yeah,
So,
and they weren't placed well.
no, it would just be like in the middle of a sentence. I hate when they do that.
Yeah, like they do on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube does that too, and that's a pain in the ass. I hate that because it's like, okay, what? And sometimes when they come back, they kind of you miss a little bit because it doesn't pick up perfect like seamlessly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the movie picked up okay. I don't think that it cut anything off
No,
with the ads. That one went seamlessly. YouTube does not. Sometimes you miss some words. So just to kind of let you know that even though it is Amazon Prime, there are ads. Maybe when you watch it, there won't be. I don't know because the first time we watched it, there weren't ads.
Mm-hmm. So, if you appreciate good dialogue, if you want to see some really good camera work and some good editing, and get a good funny story to boot, definitely check this out. And we want to know what your rating is because we're not rating these. So drop that down in the comments. Let us know what horror comedies you're checking out. Is it any of the ones that I mentioned? Are there other ones out there like Andre the Butcher? Let me know. Maybe there's the Jesus Christ Vampire Slayer that you're watching, like one of my friends.
Is that Blackula?
No, it's Jesus Christ Vampire Slayer.
Seriously, that's what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Well,
don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and share.
Yes, please share. As we're wrapping up this month of 31 days of Halloween, there's still plenty of time to watch a lot of good, fun, scary, slasher, whatever type of horror movies that float your boat. There's plenty of those recommendations from us. There's plenty of time to share this with other people because, having worked in Blockbuster and Best Buy in my previous life, a lot of these movies that I recommend, they were always hits with people. So have fun and enjoy. And until the next one,
See ya.